Oh, hi. Next. Okay. Didn't see you there. Welcome to the APES project. What allows hydroelectric power to get electricity to turn? What is it the movement of?
200. The movement of water to create some sort of static friction to create electric energy.
And what part moves? What is the name of that part?
What is the name of the part?
We kind of did in physics. It's that part that moves to generate electricity. It starts with a T. Rhymes with turbine.
Turbine.
Some sources of hydroelectric power.
The ocean, rivers, anything with a current that can flow fast enough to create enough energy to sustain some sort of life.
Where in the ocean would you put it?
Again, wherever there's a current, and wherever it would be a reasonable place to get that.
Am I just gonna like plop it down in the middle?
Well, you're obviously gonna put it somewhere where the water's moving.
What are some environmental disadvantages to hydroelectric energy?
Well, as far as I know, there's no pollutant that's created by hydroelectric energy, unless I'm wrong, which I could be.
Nope, it is. There's no pollutants. But what is some environmental concerns, like with animals maybe, or species living by the day?
Maybe the moving turbines in the water, could cause some sort of biological damage to the ecosystem, possibly.
The fish! So what happens is salmon that's in the water, they migrate through the stream to go to their hatching grounds. And with the dam built, they can't necessarily go there, so it kind of stunts the growth of the salmon population.
You know what my name is? The more you know.
No, it's okay.
Gabe, what's geothermal energy?
I'm not. It's from the Earth. Tell us about the ring.
What's from the Earth?
What? It's from the Earth, okay.
It's going to be geothermal energy?
Yeah.
Cool, this is what you get.
Alright, so all Gabe knows about geothermal energy is it comes from the Earth.
Oh, hey, so hydroelectric energy is generating energy by the force of water. Electricity is generated as moving water turns a turbine, and as this releases no pollutants, it does produce thermal pollution. In addition, hydroelectric energy requires rivers to be dammed to use the potential energy from the water.
Wow.
This could also lead to the destruction of habitats because the water is being dammed up in an area, causing wetlands to be created. Also, dams prevent salmon from returning to their hatching streams. This is extremely dangerous because it could reduce the salmon population if they can't hatch their young.
Wow, I like salmon.
And the limited number of rivers is makes this renewable source limited. Part 2, solar energy. So solar energy goes way back to Roman times when the Romans developed the window glass. And this allowed for sunlight to come in and it trapped solar heat indoors. Now this form is called passive solar energy collection, in which building materials are used to passively collect solar energy, such as windows. This can keep a building warm or cool. Also, there's active collection, in which devices such as solar panels are used to collect, focus, and transport the solar energy. Solar panels absorb solar energy and pass the energy onto tubes in which water is circulating through them. This allows the water to be heated and stored for later use. Direct collection of solar energy via photovoltaic cells produces electricity, and it is then stored in batteries.
Wow, solar energy is fun.
Also, if you have one of these solar panels connected to your house, it will go onto the grid, and when you produce more energy than you use, your meter will spin backwards and you'll sell it back to the company to make money. The advantages is there's no air pollutants, there's little maintenance, and they're silent. However, there is an initial financial cost to these solar panels, but after time, you'll make back the money.
I like money.
This has been Solar Energy, Part 3.
Alright, wind energy. People have been using wind energy for centuries, as early as the 17th century in fact. Wind energy is also the fastest growing alternative energy source, and modern wind turbines are usually placed in groups called wind farms or parks where they collect about 20 or 30 wind turbines and they all spin. They usually keep them in like the Midwest where there's like no like big towns or cities, so they can just sprawl out like the wind farms. Wind generated power has been increasing at a rate of more than 30% per year and is projected to supply 3% of the world's energy needs by 2010 and perhaps up to 10% in Europe. At this time, wind power is more costly to use than fossil fuels because of the initial cost, but over time, when more people start using windmills, it will become less costly and will provide a clean source of energy for years to come. Wind energy.
Nice. Geothermal Part 4.
Alright, geothermal energy is a form of energy that's obtained from within the Earth. It harnesses the Earth's internal heat, and therefore geothermal energy directly gains its energy from nuclear power. More specifically, in the process of geothermal energy production, the naturally heated water and steam from the Earth's interior turns turbines, which creates electricity for use in homes. The water gets up to between 300 and 700 degrees Fahrenheit, and then is brought to the surface and converted to steam, which turns the turbine. This is a common method for heating homes in Iceland. Geothermal energy is sort of limited because only a few areas can harness the power of geothermal energy, but it's a totally clean source of energy.